Hello, Curry gamers! Welcome to another edition of Let's Play Civilization 6 as the Cree. To start with, let's take a look at what's happening in the World Congress, because it might be time to re-evaluate our strategy. 100 production towards city center, no points to great generals. What about for the city-states? We're still suzerain of 3 of the ones we've met. We're probably not going to be getting any of these, except for possibly the inspiration for military training by building an encampment. A great scientist, a great general, and a great admiral. Maybe. That would be great. Also, this harbor that we're working on in Waskonam, what if we work on this granary and monument first? Because there's so much production towards city center buildings, it basically counts as double production for all of these. So even though this harbor is really, really good, I think that it might actually be worth it trying to go for the monument first, and then the granary, just to try to speed everything up. In Misitais Sepihik, our new city, I think that this one we're also going to want to go for the watermill and the granary. Let's start with the watermill. And in Misanabi, let's check where our citizens are working. That seems fine. Although, if we swap this, we'll be able to complete the pyramids much, much faster. What about our government? We can change the government. This campus district adjacency bonuses, if we look at our empire map, we are only getting 8 adjacency on campuses right now. And so it might be worth actually swapping that out to get something else that's going to give us more than just 8 science. Like, I think this 1 production in all cities, that would actually be better right now. Production towards wonders. We're only building the pyramids right now, and I think this 1 production in all cities is going to help more. And what about holy site adjacency? Let's take a look at the empire map again. We're getting 3, 3, and 4. So that's 10 faith per turn. Plus, because of the golden age that we're in, we can turn that faith into settlers. So I think actually it's worth swapping this natural philosophy for the holy site one for right now. And plug in this production towards builders. No, I think holy site adjacency is going to be better. Maybe this production towards settlers card instead, because we do want to settle this turn, or settle this era, even if some of them we're going to buy with faith or gold. I also think let's plug in diplomatic league and try to see if we can send some envoys to city-states. We have 1 envoy, and we're going to be getting more soon. And I think especially if we try to build an encampment, it'll really be helpful. And we have a 1-turn civic that we can build to change our government back in military training. So let's plug in holy site production in all cities, and then this production towards settlers, even if we are building a wonder right now. And then I think we'll keep charismatic leader for a little while, and then when we want to switch, we'll just plug in diplomatic league and do that 1-turn research to do it. How about this governor? We still have 1 title available. Reina, it could be really good to get up to tax collector, just to get a lot of extra money. I also think Magnus, getting a provision on Magnus will really, really help if we're trying to settle. How much does it cost to have our settlers? 405. So let's actually get provision, and we can buy a settler next turn. And it won't have to consume a population out of Atakup. Especially, maybe we'll try to settle over here. That's not very good. Let's settle the rest of our landmass up here, and then try to settle on this foreign continent by the city-states. I think especially this city looks pretty good. It has a good reef. This would also be a good campus location, so maybe right here. Let's add attack for our city center. And then this Mekawap is not going to be allowed to be built because it's on a floodplains, which we learned in the last episode. Let's improve this silver first. It'll give us a lot of extra amenities across our empire. For this galley, we've explored about all we can on this side of the map. And so I think just trying to head back and defend our own territory will be much better. Let's send this galley. Let's send this galley over here and see what we can learn. For this one, we're allowed to move through Korea's territory. She's captured Carthage, which is a bit scary. For this crossbow, we thankfully have units in position. Here, I think we should actually clear the marsh, even though it's going to take away our best tile, because we really need that food now. So, let's clear the marsh. And we can also place down our district. I think we're going to want a commercial hub, because we're the suzerain of Muscat. We get a lot of extra benefit from commercial hubs compared to harbors, and this city doesn't really have a good spot for a harbor, except for maybe here. Plus, due to the nature of the map, great merchants are just going to be way more useful than great admirals. Ah, excellent. We got a boost towards civil service. We're really going to want to pick up that anyways very soon to get alliances. And we're so close to getting feudalism for the farmer card. I think let's work on this monument since it's super fast. We'll just keep our units alerted. We can buy our next settler out of Atakup for faith. Let's do it since Magnus is there. I think we're going to want to have this be a farm triangle. So I'm not going to focus on building the Beities or anything like that just yet. I think actually making this into a farm, though, will be really good so that the city can actually grow. Well, unfortunately we learned that there is ocean. So we'll just have to go back the long way to get back to our own terrain. This galley will keep on exploring. Hopefully we can get through to this top part. Excellent. We finally got our first medieval era tech.
The purpose of education is to replace
and we finished education.
It's your vote that counts.
So let's change and put this new builders card in. I think we're not actually going to be producing settlers, so this will be much better for us. We're going to be trying to buy them with faith and gold. So let's actually put Diplomatic League in, because we're very, very, very close to getting our next envoy. And then we can just send to the two people that we don't know yet, or that we don't have any envoys with yet. We got education. That's really good. I think one of the next goals we're going to want is astronomy to build Potala Palace. This will be very, very good for our strategy since it gives a diplomatic victory point, and an extra diplomatic slot will mean that we can put in the spy card when we otherwise wouldn't, or just like get to have both of the city-state cards. I think we should start heading towards astronomy, and then hopefully we can either build or buy our university adjacent to a mountain. Maybe in Mixiwachik. How much would it cost? 500. So that's a lot. It's only 10 turns to build, so maybe after this theater square, we'll get working on the university. And then let's go to civil service. We really want alliances. We have a lot of declared friends. Maybe we can even sell some of our resources to try to get some more money. That seems like a good deal. Maybe Dido would want to be our friend. Great! Will you take a delegation? Not just yet. What would you give me for an ivory? 5 gold per turn? What about you, Hungary? Ivory? 5 gold and 1. What about you? Only 4. That's not very good. 9 gold per turn. This seems great. Ivory for an amber, which we don't have, and 8 gold per turn. It feels bad to support Korea, who's currently in the lead, but we got to get that money as much as possible. Maybe she'll want to buy some horses, too. Great. Yeah, we'll sell you all of the horses that we have. Yeah, very good. Thanks for the money, Korea. In Makaso Kasayan, I think working on this market will be the most useful thing that we can do. Although, Kilwa Kisawani, this is a wonder that I really want. Well, the capital has 26 production, so we're really having low production across our empire. Maybe just working on a builder, because I think we're still working on some unimproved tiles in this city, and that doesn't seem good. Plus getting a farm triangle. This would be an excellent farm since we have 2 adjacent farms. For the settler out of Atakup, let's try to send over here. Settling, I think, on this far-away continent by Kagwana will be the best, since we'll be protected and we can start establishing a foothold to spread our religion and just, like, make more diplomatic relations and colonize and, like, spread our loyalty pressure first. Ooh. Medieval era ends in 10 turns. We're in a dark age right now. We do have our diplomatic league card plugged in, so I think let's start sending envoys to these two, and then we can confirm our placement. We'll swap back to the other card once we get civil service. We can keep exploring. Oh, Kabul. Excellent. It's good to meet them. They want a trade route as well. So, maybe we might want to see if we can settle over here to be able to send them a trade route. So, sending trade routes to a city-state of this type. Let's take a look at what sort of city-states exist in the game. Cultural is very popular. The other ones, there's only one type of. And Kagwana, I don't think anyone's trading with them right now. But Antananarivo, maybe. Who has the most diplomatic favor right now? Hungary? What kind of city-state do I think that Hungary would be trading with? This one's kind of a crapshoot. It doesn't really look like he has city-states near him that I know about. So, let's vote for cultural city-states and just hope that that passes. I would really want to trade with cultural city-states anyways. And then new districts act as culture bombs. Let's vote for ourselves. I've got some land I really want to take. This cultural one doesn't matter to me as much as getting this culture bombs for myself. Hopefully this works. Wow, perfect! It all worked perfectly. So I passed the culture bombs on myself. I totally did not need that many votes. I used 5 and I really only needed 2. And then cultural city-state. Looks like Sondok also voted for cultural, and 2 people voted for religious, industrial, and scientific. So, great. That means 2 more diplomatic victory points. In Atakup, we're really going to want this university, but I think the market is going to be more important. And maybe even a builder, because they're still working some unimproved tiles, and I could easily try to chop these forests. I think going for a builder here makes the most sense, since I can try and place Kilwa Kisawani on this tile, and then build it with my chops. So, I think I'm actually going to just place down the Kilwa right now, and then buy a builder with faith instead. Because if I can get these chops off, and I can even chop out the cows, that will really help, because I think this is going to be a contested wonder. There's 2 results. Who else is trying to build it? This is under construction and it's pretty far along. So I'll want to check back and see if it seems like I can actually beat this once I get my chops. Back in Pasquawashik, they really need their districts, and I think they could also use a builder. Maybe I'll just buy the builder with faith when I can next turn and start working on the districts. I think a commercial hub makes a lot of sense here. I could put it on this maze. I think also the encampment. We had a city-state that really wanted an encampment, and I think this could be a great city to build it. Yeah, I think let's try and build the encampment. We're going to want military engineers at one point, and having them be on the far side of our empire will be great since we can make railroads, and send them throughout the entire empire. In Maskatu, they successfully finished their monument. I think now they're really going to need an aqueduct. Maybe they should be the ones to purchase the builder so we can chop out these sheep. The shrine would be fine, but I think a builder is much more important right now. So maybe... Yeah, I think let's get the builder. We're going to want to chop out this sheep and the other sheep that are going to be here for the campus so that we can place them. And I think that a builder is our best way of doing that. Plus we have a card that makes builders give extra charges, which is really excellent.
The taxpayer.
So, I don't think we really want to use any of these cards. Civil Prestige. This would be great, but we just need our slots for something else instead. Let's switch back to Charismatic Leader, since we don't have any more envoys that we want to send immediately to get 2. Let's just confirm our policies like that. Here, we don't really need either of these cards. I think going for Monarchy could actually be our best play because it grants extra influence points, and we are generating a lot of influence points and we want to have even more. Even though there's a lot of military cards which we don't really care about, I think getting this higher tier government is going to really help us in the long run. Eventually we're going to want to transition over to Merchant Republic, but I think stopping off for Monarchy in 6 turns. The boost is building 2 temples. We have 1 temple in our capital. What about in Atakup? How much would it be to purchase a temple? 480? That seems worth it. We really, really want the faith. So, let's do it. And then it makes Divine Right a little faster. For this builder, I think this recommendation to build a Mechawap is a good idea. We're next to a bonus resource, and then we're going to still use the builder to chop more. We're going to chop those forests, and then this marsh. We finished the theater square in our capital. I think going for this university is going to be the best move, because by the time it finishes, it will be able to boost astronomy for us. We really want to place our harbor, I think, since we're going to definitely be building a harbor in our capital. But I don't think that this is the right time to be working on it. The university matters a lot more, because it will boost astronomy so that we can get a really head start on building Patala Palace. Let's clear these woods. Speed along the Kilwa. It looks like Congo is doing pretty well at building this Kilwa. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get it. Excellent. Phoenicia sent us a delegation. We finished our builder in Makasukasane. I think trying to go and harvest these sheep will be really good. Actually, building this farm first. This will boost all of this area and just make it great. We could build a market to get our trade route capacity up, and I think that that would be better because I think I'm just going to buy Builders with Faith out of this city for the rest of my Golden Age. So I'll just keep buying Builders with Faith. I don't think I'm going to be able to get another settler anyways. And let's build this mine in Atakup instead. That'll speed up the Kilwa. Korea is very, very strong right now. Kapeak Waksonam has finished their granary. I think going back for the harbor now is going to be the best. They really... I want them to build me a trade route. I want all my cities to be able to get me a trade route, because I think in the next era, doing a lot of trading is going to become very important. We're pretty far behind, and trying to trade with people that have really well-developed cities to try to claw our way back into the game culturally and scientifically, I think that's going to be our best move. So, with this builder, let's go and improve Maskatu a little bit. Let's harvest these sheep out and just prepare the city so it can build its districts. Here's another builder. I think that one, making a farm in Misanabi, will be the best. But maybe on the way, it can make a Mekawap here. Actually, I think a Beity would be better here. The culture will really help me get through the policies a little bit faster, and I'm very behind in culture. I want to be trying to get to these things like civil engineering to get Statue of Liberty, which we're still pretty far away from. And with this builder, I'm going to go and harvest a little more. Kilwa is still plugging right along in the other city. That I don't like. I don't like that one bit.
I conclude then this point.
Let's switch to Monarchy, even though it means that our cards are going to get worse. Because we're going to get more influence points. So, I think for this, we should go for the Holy Site Adjacency and Builders. That's good. Influence points towards Envoys I like. I think Chivalry, this could be a good card, and we can pump out a couple Knights to defend ourselves. I think Limes will also be good. We can work on walls in some of our cities that are on the border, and like our new cities that get founded. And I think Maritime Industries. We only have Ancient and Classical Era naval units so far. Actually, I think Conscription will be better. We're probably not going to be building more naval units. We've explored the seas as well as we can until we get caravels. So, it'll be just a little bit more. For this next part of the civics tree, I think going for exploration. This is the government that we really want. It is pretty awkward that it makes us take all these military policies that we didn't want before. So maybe we should just go for Theocracy instead. To get this Simultaneum card, because we do have a bit of a faith-based economy, and getting to buy our universities and theater square buildings with faith, it'll be helpful that it costs less, and Merchant Republic is just in such an awkward spot for us. This still lets us have 3 economic cards, which is the most important kind of card for us. And town charters, this will also be good when we get more economic policy slots. And a governor title. So let's start with guilds. And then we'll go to Reformed Church, probably. How's our market count looking? Do we have any markets? Not the Coop has not built their market yet. And in Makaso Kasayan, we can buy another builder while we're still in our golden age. This one, going to help out this new city, will be the best. Let's chop to work on Kilwa even faster. Let's also chop out these sheep, because we really want to build our aqueduct. We can even place the aqueduct down right now, even though we're not going to be building it, and we'll go back to the builder. Maybe you'll give us a little bit of gold. That seems great. Nubia wants our iron. I think we should take that deal. Here in Atakup, I think it actually makes sense to buy the market now. I think we really want to get more traders, and eventually one of these cities is going to finish something and they can work on the trader. Or like in our capital, once we finish the university, we can work on a trader. This unit needs orders. For this one, let's go try and improve all the tiles in our capital. So, like this spot that's on flat land, maybe we can put something down there. Let's also chop out these sheep. We really want to place our campus. So let's just place the campus right now, even if we're going to continue working on the builder. That will lock in the price, and it will make it so that it still costs the same amount, even if we research more techs later. For this builder, let's build another mine. We're only 25 turns away from Kilwa. We have some of the basic infrastructure for it. This guy's already got bricks on it, though, which I don't think we're at that level yet. Yeah, we still don't have our bricks on the front. We might have to use this builder a little bit more. Let's make sure to buy another builder while we still can in our golden age. This will want to farm. Oh, I'm glad you like that we're religious, Dido. That's very good. We can create more trade routes. I think in Mixiwachik will be the best place to make our trade routes out of, because it has very, very high production. So we'll want to make all of our wonders. Also, we should try and find a spot for Patala Palace. What's our hill adjacent to a mountain that we're going to build it in? Is this a hill? This is a grassland hills. What about this deer tile? This is also a grassland hills. So it might be worth using this builder to clear our spot, because we're going to want to build this out of the capital. And I think having it be next to our theater square makes the most sense, even if it means we have to get rid of a good tile with this deer. This settler, darn, Nubia took the spot that we really wanted. Oh, do we not have shipbuilding yet? I don't think we can even embark yet, so let's just actually settle on our own continent. It'll mean our loyalty is a lot better. We can settle on this Plains Hill, and let's send an archer as an escort. Here, let's improve this copper. Get a mine on it. The city's kind of starved for good tiles, and we're working on a wonder, so we really want to be a little faster at it if we can help it. Let's work on improving the tiles of our own city right now in Wakasokasayan. Like, I think this would be a good spot for a lumber mill if we had that tech, which we didn't get yet. We might have to go back to get construction soon, since I think we're going to really want to build some lumber mills. Although this is a hills, so we could actually just destroy it and build a mine, and it would be the same amount, plus we would get a boost right now. Like, that finishes our progress towards guilds. I think that's going to be better. And then Wakasokasayan, they can work on our trader since they have a lot of production already. And they're going to get even more when we build this mine and build another mine here. I think trying to make a farm triangle would actually be helpful on these 3 tiles. So let's start by improving the maze. It'll make it just a really good tile that the city wants to be working. We do have a very low amount of military, but so does everyone else except for Korea and Nubia. Hopefully Nubia does not attack us. That would be pretty awkward, but I think we still will be well protected since we have our encampment city the closest to her. And she's our declared friend for right now. It might actually be worth trying to work on some alliances. Right now, Nubia seems like a good person to try to ally. Maybe as a research alliance. Will she give us a little gold? Great. Let's try to work on getting this even higher level. Oh, great, we circumnavigated the world. If we can get this alliance with Nubia to an even higher level, we'll be able to siphon some of her science away, and it will mean that even if we're a little bit behind in science, it won't be a problem. Plus, Nubia is the person that's most likely to be able to bribe into a war against Korea, who's the other main science problem, and they're right next to each other. So I might actually see if I can pay her to go to war with Korea, or at least buy some of my iron. Great. Maybe Hungary would also be interested in being allies. Let's see if there's any more settlable spots. This Mercury could be settled. Just trying to get a foothold on this continent. Or these bad snow tiles. This area seems a bit problematic to settle since the yields are very bad and it has minus 20 loyalty. I don't think I'll want to settle over there. I actually kind of like my core. I might expand a little further to the north. Let's continue working on our farm triangle for this city. And I think building the next farm here will be good. Here, the Mechawap would be 2 production and a housing. That just seems better than a mine. Yeah, 2 production. This galley, it's time to heal. For this builder, I think this is another good time to build a Mechawap. We're not going to be able to get a farm triangle anyways. And this pyramid spot would be like one of our best to have a Beity or something like that. So the Mechawap is just a straight upgrade over the mine here because it gives housing as well as production. So that'll help this city, not that it's really going to grow that fast anyways. We're going to remove this improvement because this is going to be our Patala Palace slot. We can even put down a pin so we don't forget. For the Patala Palace, I guess it's worth checking if anyone else is building it. Hopefully not. Great, no one's building it, so we'll be able to get a head start on that. Great. Happy to trade away our horses. We don't need them. Gold is much more valuable.
You can't go around arresting the Thieves Guild. I mean, we'd be at it all day.
So, let's look at our policies. Industrial zone adjacency and commercial hub adjacency. We might want commercial hub adjacency at some point, but I don't think now is the time. Also, since we entered a new era, holy site adjacency doesn't matter as much, and I think this production in all cities will be better. We lost our ability to buy builders and settlers with faith and have it be extra valuable, so I think just trading away that card that we don't need as much will be better. It still might be fine to build a couple knights. And we just got a new governor title, so let's take a look at that and figure out what we want as well as with our dedication. So, converting cities to our religion. We might do that, but a lot of our own cities already follow our religion, and all the cities that are close by already follow our religion. And I think trying to expand much more to get like more religious cities, I don't know. It could happen, but we want to spend our faith on other things like theater, square, and campus buildings. I think that monumentality could also be a good one, and I also think that reform the coinage could be a good one as well. We're planning on building a lot of trade routes this era and sending them out. Let's see about what's our district looking like. In Paskawashik, they can build another district. Wakaso Kasain, they can also build another district. Misanabi hasn't even built a district yet, so they can certainly build a district. Maskatu has districts. Mixiwachik has their harbor to build. And Atakup, they cannot build a district. And Staisipihik, they are trying to make a district as well. Very slowly. I think going for this districts one, reform the coinage would be good if we had our trade route infrastructure already set up, but we don't yet, and I think we're still going to be working on making more districts now. So I'm going to take monumentality. For this, I think going for theocracy makes the most sense right now. We want to be having the faith per citizen in cities with governors. We have a lot of governors. We're spread very thin on our governor titles. We don't have a lot of people that are heavily promoted. So I think that this effect will make a lot of sense because all of our big cities have governors and we're using them, and we can get faith out of them to make it so that we can buy our campus and theater square buildings with faith, which I think will be really, really helpful for us to try to catch up on our science and culture that are very, very weak right now. Let's see, where's our settleable locations? I think still going to this hills makes the most sense. Even if it's off fresh water, we'll be able to build an aqueduct to the fresh water. Let's look at that one more time, because I think the fresh water might actually be better. Yeah, I think being on the fresh water will be better. So I'm going to actually move to this forest tile. For this builder, I think Pasquale Chic really needs help. We want to build our next government building, and they're working a lot of very unimproved tiles. So I think starting with a wheat farm here will be good. Let's finish our farm triangle by purchasing this tile for the city. That'll boost all these farms and make it so Mascatu and Makasu-Kasayan can grow really big. For this builder, we're already finished with astronomy because we're going to be building our university adjacent to a mountain, so we can switch away. I think going for construction so we can build lumber mills will be the best. And this is also a hill tile, so I think destroying the forest and putting a mine or a mecha up will actually be fine. Here, let's harvest out this deer in preparation for building Patala Palace. Yeah. So now we've got astronomy. Now I think our best faith purchase is going to be pagodas. They'll give us this extra diplomatic favor that will really help us in the World Congress. So when we get our amount of faith to be able to purchase something, I think purchasing a pagoda will make the most sense. I think Reina would be a good one to get also. We want to have her abilities for spending gold, and Moksha will also be good. Victor, I really don't think that we're going to want Victor for a long time. The other ones that kind of make sense are getting Pingala for researcher or grants. We're getting a lot of great people. Maybe we should actually just get grants, because we're going to have a very well-developed city in this capital. So, yeah, I think I'm going to upgrade Pingala with grants to try to get more great people. Maybe that will help in the great people race. Like, this great scientist would be an excellent one for us to get. I think we're going to be able to beat out Congo and Nubia to be able to get Galileo. Let's work on our harbor now. This is something that we can't build any other way than with production. We can delete this pin and this aqueduct pin. Let's harvest out this deer, because then we can place our Patala Palace down. It is pretty awkward that we're going to have such a low production. I think let's finish the harbor first, though. In Wakaso-Kasayan, this seems like a good time to finish the campus. It's only 5 turns away, and it's going to give us some extra science. Plus, we can build our buildings in there. And then, let's also transfer to... Let's actually look at the trade route overview. Where can we send our routes, and to what ends? Sending things to Wikasakusen would be the most production right now. We could also send one to Gyeongju for 22 gold, which is a lot of gold. We could send some to Mvemba or to Meroe. This would actually be pretty good. Where is Misanabi? This one? That would be a pretty good trade route for us. A lot of science, gold, production, and food could be had. I think let's start with this one out of Misanabi. So let's transfer the trader here and go to the next turn. Hungary likes that our relationship is built on knowing other people's secrets. Speaking of Hungary, maybe we should try to make alliances with our 2 other declared friends.
Create with the heart, build with the mind.
Great, we can build lumber mills now, and I think switching to Theocracy also makes the most sense. We're planning on buying lots of things with faith. And let's see. Our cities that have holy sites, checking the Empire view. This one's only a +2 adjacency, and this one's also only +2, and this is +4. So I think we're not going to want that card just yet. Maybe this holy site adjacency bonus could be really good for us. Also, all cities with a district receive a housing and an amenity. I think let's go for the holy site adjacency right now. We really want to be getting some extra faith per turn, although it represents a very small amount, because now we're in Theocracy. The other thing that I would want to plug in would be either this Great Merchant Points or Republican Legacy. I think this is a good setup for right now. These military policies are still really bad for me. I think conscription makes more sense, and then still limes. In Mxiwachik, I really need to get some traders, and so even if this is my Patala Palace city, I think getting the traders will actually even help build it faster. And then I think revealing Niter will help a lot. It's something that we can sell to the AI, and we can potentially just have better tiles in our empire. Let's also try to make alliances with Daito. Maybe a military alliance would be best. See if she'll give us some gold. What about an economic alliance instead?
Son,
Alright.
Have you seen the reign of God? It passed and
Now we can look at her entire territory. And then Hungary. What sort of alliance shall we make with you? I think for you, a cultural alliance would be best. We'll get 4 gold out of it. We want to be siphoning off of your culture. For this trader, I think that I want to do this 2, 2, 6, and 3 one. So, that sounds good. Well, we're working on developing our cities. We have almost all improved tiles in our terrain. We're working on developing our trade route infrastructure, and we successfully have gotten to the tech for Patala Palace, and no one else is building it yet. So, I think with that, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. We've broken ground on Patala Palace, which is our next diplomatic wonder, and we're well on the way to getting the Statue of Liberty with civil engineering. So, have a nice day. Keep it cheesy, everyone, and I'll see you next time.